Is using Linux Mint as easy as using Windows? We will compare Linux Mint to Windows 10 to see if one is easier to use than the other. This is part 2 in our comparison. See the link for part 1 below. Let's continue our look at these two operating systems. Next, let's take a look at settings. If we go into Windows 10, into the menu, go to Control Panel, and this is where you can adjust your settings for Windows. If you hover over each item, it will tell you what it's for, what it does. It's a nice option. Or go into Settings. And each one of those items tells you what it's for, what it will do. Then you can also do things like hit the right button on your mouse on the desktop, and you have some settings you can work with there. Display settings, personalize. Well, in personalize, I just wanted to show you this. If you want a dark colored theme, you can go to Colors and choose your color. And in this, you choose dark, and that will change the theme in Windows to dark. Also on the taskbar, if you right click, you can change some settings for the taskbar and some other things about the taskbar. And that's how you find settings in Windows. In Linux Mint, if we go to the menu and in Favorites, the third icon down from the top is System Settings. You click on that. There are all your settings that you can change, and they're divided out by category: appearance, preferences, hardware, administration, on all kinds of different things that you can change and make Linux Mint look and act just the way you want it to. I showed you this in Windows, but I'll show you this in Linux Mint too, how to change to a dark theme. Go to the themes, click on desktop, and you can find mint, wide, dark, or aqua, blue. Change it to those. Windows borders, you can change that to mint, wide, dark. Icons you can change. Controls you can change. Mint, wide, dark. And when you've made your changes on that, you have a complete dark theme in Linux Mint. In Windows, an antivirus is a must. Of course, Windows already has an antivirus included. What was once known as Windows Defender is now part of the Windows Security Suite. Windows Defender has improved a great deal over the years. It's now considered one of the best antivirus programs available. You can install a third-party antivirus if you'd like. There are some really good free and commercial programs available, but in my humble opinion, why not just use what's already included with Windows? Since Windows is the most used operating system in the world, it's extremely subject to virus attacks. However, Linux Mint is not used nearly as much as Windows, so it's not subject to virus attacks as much as Windows. So antivirus is not really as necessary in Linux Mint as it is in Windows. Both Windows and Linux Mint have their update systems. In Windows, if you go to the menu, go to Settings, and hit Update and Security, Windows Update. Now Windows will check for any updates that might be available once a day, or if you want to, you can hit this bar, check for updates, and then once updates are available, Windows will download them and start the update process. But you have to restart the system for the updating process to complete. So once it's restarted and the updates are completed, you're good to go. In Linux Mint, there's an icon in the taskbar that alerts you to updates that are available. The icon has a red mark when there are updates that can be installed. Now, the Windows update function updates only the operating system and associated processes, not necessarily the software that's on your system. But in Linux Mint, the update process will update the system and install software. There's a third party that will help you keep software up to date in Windows called SUMo. I did a video about it. You can see the link below. Let's take a look at the update in Mint. Now it's telling us that the browser, Firefox, is ready for an update. And to be able to update it, all we have to do is hit Install Updates. And the process will start. It won't interfere with anything that you do when you do some other work. And when it's done, it shouldn't require a restart, and normally doesn't. In some cases, it will require a restart when it's updating, for instance, the Linux kernel. So most of the time you do not need to restart with updates, except once in a great while. So it actually is a superior update program compared to Windows. Both Windows and Linux Mint have a backup program included. In Windows, go to Control Panel, Backup and Restore, or Settings, Recovery, Backup, and Backup. Go to Backup and Restore. And I don't have any idea why Windows 7 is in the parentheses there, because this PC never did have Windows 7, only Windows 10. But in this window, you can create a system image, create a system repair disk in case Windows doesn't boot up, or you can set up a backup and restore from this window too. And there are third-party backup programs available, which are pretty good, and one of them is Macrium Reflect Free, which I think is faster and easier than the Windows program. I did a video about Macrium Reflect Free. See the link below. In Linux Mint, the backup program is called Timeshift. You can find it in the menu under Administration. Open it up and it will ask you for a password. In it, if you go to Settings, you can schedule when you want backups to be made automatically, either monthly, weekly, daily, hourly, or on the boot. And then, if anything ever goes awry, you just select the backup you want to go back to that date, so it will restore your files in the system just the way it was on that date when it was first created. Very convenient. One of the concerns about Windows 10 is privacy. Windows collects information like your location, browser, app, and feature usage, even typing data and other information. Many even call Windows 10 spyware. Well, the information collected is not supposedly kept in a record of you personally, and Microsoft says it's all used to help improve Windows. There are a number of settings that can be changed to stop this information from being sent to Microsoft, but there are several really good third-party programs that will make the settings for you. One popular program is O&O Shutup. I did a video about it, and there's a link below. The Linux Mint developers say their operating system does not collect any information about your usage and never will. Well, that's good to know. How much memory, or rather computer resources, does each operating system use? First, let's take a look at Windows. In Windows 10, you hit the Control-Alt-Delete buttons and then click on Task Manager. Go to Performance tab. Under the memory area, we see that 3.5 gigabytes of memory is being used right now. Yeah, it's quite a bit. Now let's look at Linux Mint. In Linux Mint 20, we can go to the terminal, which is located under Administration in the Start menu. Open that up. This is one of the few times that I actually use the terminal and a command. Usually I just use most everything by the GUI, or graphic user interface, similar to Windows. But in the terminal, if we put in free space -h, enter, and we can see how much memory is being used right now. And right now, 629 megabytes are being used. Quite a bit less than Windows. Is using Linux Mint as easy as using Windows? I'd have to say yes. Mint has a similar look, has a graphic user interface like Windows, comes with most of the programs you need to be productive right away, and makes it easy to install more programs. Which is a better operating system? The short answer is it depends on you, what you prefer and your needs. If you have a newer PC with 8 gigabytes or more RAM, a solid-state drive, then Windows will work just fine for you. If you have a computer older than a few years with less RAM and a hard drive, Linux Mint may work better than Windows 10 for you. Both are actually really good operating systems. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe below, comment, and hit the bell to be notified of new videos. See you!